Hey everybody, alrighty, so today we're going to divide by two-digit divisors, and we practiced all day in every class. We were working on even numbers. So remember, those even numbers are numbers that are divisible. There's that dividing word, divisible by 2. So that makes it 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. Going back on our review with composites, all of these are composites except for which number? You're right, except for number 2. Number 2 is a prime number because it only has factors 1 and 2. That was clever. All right, let's get started. I'm going to write it on a separate notebook paper because it said divide and then check your answers. And so you're going to use quite a bit of space. So I'm going to transfer it over and put number 2, and that is 22. That goes into 4,722. We're using standard algorithm. And remember, we talked about today where it's how many groups of. And this would be 22. So how many groups of, when we look at our divisor, 22. And we said that, well, I had one group of 22 equals 22. Two groups of 22 is the same as doubling my 22, or 22 plus 22. We said that that was 44. Three groups of 22 is the same as 44 plus another 22, and that will equal 66. Then we have four groups of 22, which is the same as adding in another group of 22, and that makes it 88. And I'll go to 5 groups of 22. 8 plus 2 is 10, and regroup, that's 10, 11, that's 110. So remember that multiplication is the same as repeated addition. Here we have that one group of 22, and I added another group of 22, that gave me 44. Add another group of 22, gives me 66. Add another group of 22, gives me 88. And another group of 22 gives me 110. So this is 1, 2, and you have 3, 4, and then 5 for 110. And if we have 6 times 22, I'm going to add another group of 22, and that gives me 132. If you need to stack them, then go ahead and stack it. But I want to make sure that you use this as your reference part as you're dividing, because the one thing that is new in 5th grade that you didn't have before is a two-digit divisor. So in class, we talked about using a sticky note, right? And that we were hiding all of these. Because I have a two-digit number, I need to have 2 digits from my dividend. So I have a two-digit divisor. I need to, in my dividend, have at least 2 digits that have to be equal to or greater than my divisor. So because 4 is not greater than 22, I'm going to put a 0 above that. Okay, now I'm moving over. I said that because my divisor has 2 digits, I need to get at least 2 digits from my dividend that has to be equal to or greater than my divisor. So 47 is greater than 22. So I can look over here to find out how many groups of 22 will go into 47. Well, that's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups gives me 66. So that's going to be way too much. So it's going to be 2 groups of 22. Then I'm going to multiply, because remember we said we would divide, multiply. Since I've already multiplied this out and it's 44, the next step I have is to subtract. 7 minus 4 equals 3. 4 minus 4 is 0. You can put your 0 here, or you can leave it alone. That's going to be your option. Then I'm going to check, is my 3 less than my divisor? Yes, it is. So I'm moving my sticky note over and bringing down the next digit in my dividend so that it's 2. So now I have 32, and I'm going to start all over again. How many groups of 22 can go into 32? Well, I have 1 times 22 is 22. The 2 groups is 44, so that's way too big. So I'm going to have that it's only 1 group. I'm going to multiply that out. So 1 times 22 equals 22. Now I'm going to take the difference. 2 minus 2 is 0. 3 minus 2 is 1. My difference is less than my divisor, so I'm good. Then I need to bring down the last digit. And I repeat the process again. So I'm looking over here, and I have to have one of these multiples or my factors that's less than all my products need to be less than 102. So it looks like I'm going to have 4 groups of 22. That would be 88 because 5 groups is too big. So then I'm going to place my 4 here. I've already done my mathematics, and 4 times 22 equals 88. I'm subtracting out. I cannot take 8 from 2, but I can't borrow from a 0 because that's nothing. So I'm going to take one of the hundreds, make that into a 0, bring that over into the tens place. So now I have, it's like 102, but we say 10 minus 8. But I can't do that just yet because I remember I need it to regroup in my ones. So I'm going to borrow a 10 here. This now becomes a 9. I'm going to bring my 10 to the ones place, and now I have a 12. So I have 12 minus, there we go, a little bit bigger so you can see it. 12 minus 8 equals 4. 9 minus 8 equals 1. So then my remainder is 14. And I'm going to take this back the way it was. So the quotient is 214 with a remainder of 14. Remember that on our assignment, it asks you to check your work. So I have 214 times 22. So it's my quotient times my divisor plus my remainder. So let's go ahead and work that out. You can do whichever strategy you choose to do, standard algorithm, partial products, that's going to be your choice. So I have 2 times 4. I'm going to cover this up so that I know that I'm not going to do anything with that 2. Just kind of make this a 2. So I have 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. And 2 times 2 equals 4. Now that I'm done with my 2's, bring down my 0 to hold my spot, and I'm starting in my tens place. Is the same as 20 times 4. So 2 times 4 equals 8, 2 times 1 equals 3, and 2 times 2 equals 4. I'm looking over here, and it's like, okay, I'm almost there. So I bring down my 8, 8, 9, 10, regroup, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, I just saw where my mistake was at. 2 times 1 is 2, not 3. So be really careful with that. I don't know what I was thinking. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7. and 4. Now I have a remainder that I need to add in. I'm going to circle here because that was a careless mistake to the 2 times 1. Now it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm looking over here at my quotient. Not my quotient, my dividend. That is 2 in the ones place value, going over to the tens. 1 plus 1 equals 2. I'm in the hundreds, that's 7, and my thousands, it's 4. So my answer is correct. And since my dividend is my product, so I have the correct answer. Okay, at any time you need to replay this or rewind or pause, please do so. Let's look at number 4. Number 4 is 19, goes into 3,192. I'm going to do the same thing. How many groups is what you're thinking about. I'm going to look at my divisor. How many groups of 19? So I have 1 times 19 equals 19. 2 groups of 19 is the same as 19 plus 19. So 9 plus 9 equals 18. 1, 2, 3. So it's 38. I need to add another group of 19 to this to make it 3 times 19. 9 plus 8 is 17. 3, 4, 5. So that equals to 57. Going to add another group of 19, which will be 4 times 19. 9 plus 7 equals 16. Regroup my 1, 5, 6, 7. So that's 76. Going to add another group of 19. That will make it 5 times 19. 9 plus 6 equals 15. 7, 8, 99. So it'll be 95. Again, if adding side by side is hard, just stack them. And I will show you what I mean by that. I'm going to add another group of 19 to this one. So I have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 9, 10, 11. And this will make it 6 times 19. 6 groups of 19. So we have it that way. And if you wanted to add another group of 19, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3. It's 133. That will be 7 times 19. So again, you can do side by side, repeated addition, but showing your multiplication for your groups, or you can stack them, still doing repeated addition, but putting the how many groups of 19 that you have. Then I'm going to add another group of 19. It's 9, 10, 11, 12, 3, 4, 5, and 1. That's 8 times 19. If you wanted to finish that out, you can by adding another group of 19, 9, 10, 11, 5, 6, 7, and 1. That makes it 9 groups of 19. And so we've gotten to the finish from 1 through 9. So now let's go ahead and divide. Now that I've kind of got my resources over here, kind of like a borrowing or looking at a reference sheet that helps out. Again, I have 2 digits for my divisor, so I need to get 2 digits from my dividend because 19 cannot go into 3. I'm putting a 0 on top. and I'm moving it over. So now I'm looking at the number 31. So how many groups of 19 can go into 31 without going over? It's going to be, let me fold this here. Yeah, it's going to be one group, because two groups will be 38, and that's too big. So it's going to be one group. This is going to be 19. I'm going to subtract that out. Cannot take 9 out of 1, so I'm going to regroup. My finger got stuck. Makes it 2, 9, 10, 11, so that's 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. My difference is 12. So 12 is less than my divisor. So I've checked that. Now I can bring down. So I'm moving over to the next number, or the next digit in my dividend. So it makes it 129. Then, excuse me, looking over here at my reference sheets, that's 76, it's 95. 6 times 19 is 114. 7 times 19 is 133. So 7 groups is going to be way too big. So how many groups can go to 129? That's right, it's going to be 6 groups. And here I know that 6 times 19 is 114. I'm going to take that difference. 9 minus 4 equals, very good, 5. 2 minus 1 equals 1. Is my 15 less than my 19? Yes, it is. So that checks. And I'm going to bring down. And I'm going to start all over again. How many groups of 19 will go into 152? Well, here I see exactly 152. So it's going to be 8 groups. I now know that 8 times 19 is 152. Next step is to subtract out 0. So I have a remainder of 0. I'm going to check my work. 168 times 19. 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 6 is 54, plus 7 more. So I have 54, 55, 56. 56 plus 5 more is 61. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 6 more is 15. Next is cross out my 9, and 0 is my hero. 8, 1 times 8 equals 8. 1 times 6, I'm crossing that out, is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. Now I'm going to look at my dividend. 2 plus 0 equals 2. 8 plus 1 equals 9. The next number was a 1. 6 plus 5 equals 11. 1, 2, 3. So did I start off at 3,192? So what my dividend was is the same as the product that I received. So yes, my answer is correct. We're 168. All right, let's go to problem number 6. 6 is 43, goes into 8,382. It's kind of really spread out. Let me just make it a little bit closer. 8,382. How many groups? of, gotta look over here at my divisor. How many groups of 43? One group of 43 equals 43. I'm going to double this up, which will be 2 times 43, and that equals to 86. If you're going to stack them, remember that the 43 is what we're adding to the product. So I'm going to put plus 43. 6 plus 3 is 9. 8 plus 4 equals 12, which is the same as 3 times 43. I'm going to add another group of 43. 9, 10, 11, 12. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, which is the same as 4 times 43 because I added another group of 43. So I'm going to kind of stop there for right now. I could keep going if I wanted to, but let's see how much of this information I can use with my problem already here. So I've covered this up, right? I have 2 digits for my divisor, so I'm going to need at least 2 digits. So it cannot go into the 1 digit, it has to go into 2. So how many groups of 43, you flip this the other way, will go into 83? Flip that there. How many groups? Yes, you're right. It's only 1 group of 43 because 2 groups, it would be too big. It's got to be equal to or less when we're looking at that. So it's only going to be 1 group. I multiply that out. 1 times 43 equals 43. I need to subtract that out. Is the 40 less than 43? Yes, no matter how big the number is, it's still less than that. So I can keep going as long as the difference is less than the divisor. So I've checked that. I'm moving over. I'm bringing down my next digit of my dividend, and now it's 408. So I can keep going. Going to add another group of 43. 3, 4, 5, 7, and 4 is 11. That's 215. That's 5 times 43. Can I keep going? Because I need to get to 408. Okay, I'll add another group of 43 to it. 5 plus 3 equals 8. 4 plus 1 equals 5, and 2. So that's 6 times 43, and that'll equal to 258. I can add another group of 43. 8, 9, 10, 11. 9, 10, 2, 3. So this is 7 times 43. Can I keep going? Yes, I can. So I can add another group of 43. 3 plus 1 equals 4. 4 plus 0 is 4. 3 plus 0 is 3. This makes it 8 times 43. Can I add one more group? Okay, let's see. And remember, multiplication is repeated addition, and that's all I'm doing is repeated addition here, and then how many groups of 43 to get to that answer. 4 plus 3 equals 7. 4 plus 4 is 8. 3 plus 0 equals 3. And that'll make it 9 times 43 equals 387. If it were 10, it would be 430, and we don't have that much. So the maximum number of groups will be 9, and that'll equal to 387. So this is going to be 9. I've multiplied that out, so it's equal to 387. I'm subtracting that. 8 minus 7 equals 1. I cannot take 8 from 0. I need to regroup it. 10 minus 8, 2. Okay? Is my 21 less than my 43? Yes, it is. So I've checked it. I'm good. And now I can bring this back down, the last digit of my dividend. And that's 212. Now let's look over here. Which group could I use to show how many groups of 43 can go that can be close to 212 or exactly 212 without going over? Very good. So if you can see that 4 groups of 43 equals 172, look at the 5 groups. It's 215. It goes over, so I can't use it. So now it's going to be the 4 groups. I can see that I have 172. I can subtract that out. 2 minus 2 equals 0. 7 from 11 equals 4. Is my difference less than my divisor? Yes, it is. So then my answer is 194 with a remainder of 40, as long as your difference is less than the dividend. Now I need to check my work. I'm going to take my quotient, 194, times my divisor, which is 43, and then I'm going to add in my remainder on whatever my product is. 3 times 4 equals 12. Regroup. 3 times 9 is 27 plus 1 equals 28. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 equals 5. Done with my ones. 0 is my hero. And now I'm ready to start in the tens. 4 times 4 equals 16. Cross that 1 here and put that 1. 9 times 4 equals 36 plus 1 equals 37. And 4 times 1 equals 4 plus 3 is 7. Need to add up these partial products. 2 plus 0 equals 2. 8 plus 6 equals 14. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 plus 7 equals 13. And 7 plus 1 equals 8. But I still have to add in my 40, right? Okay, now let's see if this is what I get. 2 plus 0 equals 2. That's in the ones place. 4 plus 4 equals 8. That's in the tens place. 3 plus 0 equals 3 in the hundreds place, and 8 plus 0 equals 8 in the thousands place. So is my product the same as my dividend? So my work is correct. Very good. All right, remember that anytime you need to pause it to catch up, to find your mistakes, pause it and then continue on. The next one is number 8. And I am going pretty slow on this because I really need you to understand. This is 832. I'm writing out how many groups. Looking over here at my divisor, it says 32. So 1 group of 32 equals 32. 2 groups of 32 equals, remember, you double it up, 64. If you like them stacked, I'll go back over 4, 5, 6, because I'm just taking this one right here. This will be 3 times 32. I'm going to add another group, and I think I'm going to be okay. Let me just double check. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which would be 4 times 32. And I'm going to stop right there. Then I'm going to come over here. I have 2 digits here. I need at minimum 2 digits from my dividend. So this is a 0. How many groups of 32 will go into 83? 1 group is 32. 2 groups is 64. 3 groups is 96. Well, look, we can see that the 96 is way too big, so it's going to be 2 groups. I'm going to multiply this out now, and you said it was 64, and subtract it out. I cannot take 4 from 3, so I need to regroup. That 8 becomes a 7, and now it's 13 minus 4. So what is that? Very good, it's 9. 7 minus 6 is 1. Is the 19 less than my divisor? Yes, it is, so check. I'm done. Now I'm going to bring down, and then I'm going to repeat. Well, I noticed that I'm only at 128, so I'm going to add another group of 32 to see if I can get close to or equal to 192. 8 plus 2 equals 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1. So this will be 5 times 32 equals. Add another group of 32 to it to make it 6 times 32. 0 plus 2 equals 2. 6 plus 3 equals, oops, look at that, 9 and 1. So, wow, it's going to be exactly 6 groups of 32 that equals 192 with a 0 remaining. Let's check our work. 26 times 32. 2 times 6 equals 12. Regroup. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 equals 5. Cross out my 2, 0 under my ones place value, and I'm moving over to the tens, starting in the tens. 3 times 6 equals 18. Regroup. 3 times 2 equals 6 plus 1 equals 7. I'm going to match up to see if my quotient equals my product to check. So 2 plus 0 equals 2. That is what I have in the ones place. 8 plus 5 equals 13, which I have in the tens place. 7 plus 1 equals 8, which I have in the hundreds place. So my quotient does match my product, so my work is correct. Okay, I'm going to create a new video for the rest of the problems because I want you to be able to spend time on this. See you soon.